Live from the 607, it's the Ocho Duro Parlay Hour, where we're talking everything going on in the world of sports. Join in the conversation on social media with the hashtag ODPH, because here we go.
Instead of looking deep inside, every word I have to say, keep it simple.
Welcome to an all-new edition of the ODPH podcast. What is happening, everybody? Thank you so much for joining us this week. My name is Ken M. Joining me in studio, as always, you know him. He's the co-host. He's a man of 1,004 aliases. Might make it 1,005, depending on what happens in a couple weeks. His name is Padawan J.
Let me talk to you.
And boy, we're going to try talking to you this week. Mother Nature has kind of ruined plans here for the ODPH for a little bit.
Mother Nature's a cold-hearted, well, you know the rest.
Exactly. And when we were recording last episode, decided to play a little prank, if you will, on us.
Something like that. Good Lord.
Yeah, so unfortunately, the episode shorted out when we were recording. So you did not get to hear my tearful goodbye to Buffalo and say how they choked, but fear not, that's going to come up in the show.
I mean, you wouldn't believe what he said. He was talking about rooting for the Patriots, of all things.
Well, you know what? We'll get into that after the decisions and meltdown that happened up in Orchard Park, because, oh my God, there's a lot to discuss there. Plus, a lot more in sports. We do have some entertainment stuff to go over later in the week, but that's why you want to make sure you're checking out Fanlight Zone as well. Great interview up this past weekend with Martin Simmons and Tyler Boss talking about Universal Monsters, Phantom of the Opera, which the FOC came and went on Monday. I hope you got your copy. If you're into comics, you don't want to miss that book. Rich from 3FN crushed that interview, and we have more coming. So fear not for anybody that's going, well, wait, where's all the entertainment? It's coming here, but we're kind of divvying it up because the ODPH has always been known for sports, and that's why we try bringing it to you first and foremost each and every week. And if you want to find out everything going on with the show, Pad, where does everybody go?
ODPHpodcast.com.
Right on. Social media links are all there. Which, for anybody that's trying to get a hold of us on Twitter and TikTok, that's a situation out of our hands right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's a lot of...
Twitter's working more than TikTok is, but that's a surprise these days.
Yeah, so we just will say it's reasons.
I'll say, TikTok moving about as fast as the Pony Express used to.
Yeah, so we have made an account for Fanlight Zone on Upscrolled, so if you're there, go check us out. But no matter what, interact with us. We always love talking with everybody about parlayed topics, even the entertainment stuff, because that's what we're doing on Fanlight 2 as well, but we always talk to them on the ODPH. It's kind of the best of both worlds. That's the way I look at it. Also, our website, check out the TeePublic Store link, check out the blogs, check out the Classifieds, which has friends of the show, such as Fanlight Zone, 3FN, and Dragon Master Games, amongst many others. Also, we have a directory. Pad, how many providers are we on?
We are on 285,384.
And your source?
Trust me, bro.
So wherever listening to the ODPH on, first and foremost, thank you for checking us out. It means the absolute world to us. The show is not going anywhere, so you want to make sure you subbed up wherever you listen to great podcasts for, because we're always going to come to you one way or another, giving you the best content we can, covering a parlay of topics each and every week. So, and also leave a review on there, because I am told the algorithm is still working with it. If you leave a review, it helps the show. So
Allegedly.
So, go do what you got to do. Last but certainly not least, and I'm more excited about this, we have a fantastic music section. And today, as we are recording, Tom Jolu, friend of the show, has a new album out.
Hey.
So if you're on Bandcamp, the link is there. We have it on the website along with Second Suitor, Floodlands, shout out the Robots, and Brian Wolf and the Howlers. So if you want some great music to go into the weekend with, you can't look any better than what you find on ODPHpodcast.com. And is there anything else I missed? Well, you got the website address right then and there. And if you're still using hashtags on social media, why not use the hashtag ODPHpod? So this episode, we're going to focus on sports because there is a lot going on in that land. And we have to recap who punched their ticket to go to the Super Bowl. I know Pat is chomping at the bit to get into this, so
absolutely,
let's get into it.
So we will start, as we always do, for the NFL playoffs in sequential order of when the games took place, which, of course, the first game took place at 3 in the afternoon. In Denver, it was the American Football Conference Championship between the New England Patriots and the Denver Broncos, with the New England Patriots emerging victorious, punching their ticket back to the Super Bowl, winning by the final score of 10-7. Drake May, 10 of 21, 86 yards passing, no touchdowns or interceptions. Jarrett Stidham, 17 of 31, 133 yards passing, one touchdown, one interception. R.J. Harvey led the way for the Broncos in rushing, 13 carries, 37 yards, no touchdowns. Ramondre Stevenson led the way for the Patriots with 25 carries, 71 yards, no touchdowns. Should note Drake May on the ground, 10 carries, 65 yards rushing, one touchdown overall. And then for receiving, it was Mac Hollins leading the way for the Patriots. 2 catches, 51 yards, no touchdowns. And for the Denver Broncos, it was Marvin Mims Jr. going 4 catches, 62 yards, and no touchdowns.
The story of this game is Mike Vrabel outcoached Sean Payton.
Uh-huh.
You can't tell me otherwise.
Nope.
When momentum was in Denver's favor, and they went for it on 4th down instead of kicking the points and making it a 2-score game.
Which time and time again this offseason, or this postseason, I should say, has come back to bite teams in the butt.
Yeah. For whatever reason, and Sean Payton's not a foolish coach, but for whatever reason, he decided to gamble and he lost. Because I said this to you on a text, and I said this to a few other people that hit up on social media. I said, he didn't go for this. This is going to cost him the game. The weather they knew was going to be turning. At this stage in the game, in that first quarter, they had plenty of opportunity, or mid-second, whenever the kick was.
Yeah.
They had plenty of opportunity to hit that while it was still good weather and be up 2 scores, which would have been huge at that point, putting a lot of pressure on Drake May. Because when they started this game, Drake May was getting pressured. Heavily. But kudos to him. He weathered the storm. He was playing a lot safer with the ball as the second and third quarters were kicking in. And this is when they took the lead in the third by kicking a field goal. At this stage, though, and you can see the time lapses on the videos, however you want to do it, the weather got awful.
Oh, and quickly.
Yeah. So you can't fault Will Lutz, the Denver kicker, for missing 2 kicks.
No, I looked up the stats. He's been in the league. He was drafted out of Georgia State. It's his 10th season. For the season, he finished with an 87.5% completion percentage on field goals. For his career, he is 86.1, so that's about as automatic as you can get.
So, and one was tipped. If you watch the replay, the second kick was tipped. I don't fault him at all because I was hearing online, people were complaining about it. Like, listen, the weather turned bad.
Oh, yeah.
So now you're putting a lot of pressure on him. You're putting pressure on Stidman, who, listen, for being a backup quarterback, showed flashes.
Yeah, he did the best with what he could.
Yeah, but there was a lot of times, too, he looked very overwhelmed.
Well, yeah, because I forget what the stat was, but there was a stat I saw. I think it was from Pro Football Focus or something, or one of those stat-focused accounts, where on plays where he was pressured plays where he was pressured, he was like 1 for 10.
Yeah.
Or so once the Patriots started drawing up and hitting him with some pressure, he couldn't.
He folded.
He couldn't do anything.
He folded. I mean, listen, it is what it is. I'm not making light of it, but he folded under the pressure. Which, listen, it happens to the best quarterbacks because when that offensive line did not make adjustments, the Patriots took over, and this is what Mike Vrabel does. His team is not flashy by anywhere he's gone. He's always been very in the trenches, fight for every down.
Yeah.
That's what you get out of this team. And they really reflected it. So when they locked it in on that fourth quarter, Denver had opportunities they did not cash in on. And honestly, I'll say this right now. I think if Bo Nix had played, I think the score would have still been the same.
Yeah.
I really do. I think the Patriots came in there ready and poised. I don't think Bo would have done much better. Maybe it would have gone to overtime. I think maybe it would put a little more pressure on Drake May to take some chances, but he didn't need to.
Sure.
Once that weather turned.
Sure. So, and the thing too with you got to give Patriots defense credit because they held the Denver running game, which I realized J.K. Dobbins wasn't there. Some reason they thought he'd be able to play this week, because of when he went out and the way it's progressing, but then ultimately it didn't. Regardless, they held the entire Denver rushing crew, which included Harvey, Stidham, Jaleel McLaughlin, Tyler Batty, Adam Prentice, and Pat Bryant to a collective 79 yards on 24 carries. Only averaged 3.3 yards a carry. And then I mentioned the 133 yards they gave up in the receiving game. Like a third of that was on the one play to Marvin Mims in the first quarter and like the first drive or whatever it was. So, and again, the Patriots this postseason have only given up 2 touchdowns in the entire 3 games they've played. Other thing we should mention, can't take credit for this stat, Sean Payton, since he won the Super Bowl with New Orleans in 2009, 2010, whatever it was, has not won more than 1 game in a postseason in which he has been the head coach.
Yeah.
He's been he'll win 1 and then he's out. He has not won more than he has not won 2 or more games in the postseason.
Well, this team was the internet darlings
Oh,
in
yeah.
the preseason.
Well, and again, it's the same shit I've been hearing for 3 weeks now. Flashback 2 weeks ago, or whatever it is. Oh, they're going up against the Chargers. Oh, they're not going to be able to beat the Chargers. Chargers have got a great defense. Chargers have got a great offense. They've got all these guys on offense. Plus, they got the run game. Final score 16-3.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Well, it's because of X, Y, and Z. Flash forward to last week. Oh, they're not going to be able to beat Houston. Houston's got the best defense since the 2000 Baltimore Ravens. They've got the best defense since the 85 Bears. Oh, no. Well, you know what? It was because C.J. Stroud played such a bad game. Then they go, oh, you're not going to be able to beat Denver. Denver's got a great defense. You're not going to be able to do that. Oh, well, it's because you played Jarrett Stidham. You didn't play Bo Nix. Stop moving the goddamn goalpost. Do you got to sit here and say Patriots are the greatest offense and the greatest team in NFL history? No, but you at least got to put a little bit of respect on it because they just went through and did something no team in the NFL has done in its entire history. They went undefeated on the road during their entire season. They are 9-0 on the road. They beat the entire AFC South in a calendar year. And, oh, by the way, they just beat 3 of the top 5 defenses in the NFL in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And you want to sit there and go, oh, it's the easy schedule. It's C.J. Stroud, crap the bed. You had to play Jarrett Stidham. You didn't have to play Bo Nix.
It boils down to this. The Chargers, listen, I will argue with anybody about this. They go in the playoffs, I don't worry about it.
I give the credence to the Chargers thing a little bit just because – you look at the rankings of that O-line. When Sunday Night Football does the intro.
Sure.
They show the rankings, whatever, out of whatever. That entire O-line is in the bottom percentile of their...
It's garbage.
It's garbage. So, but still, you beat the offense. The offense shut them down to 6 points.
Yeah. No, that's the whole thing. The Chargers game you can throw out there.
Yeah.
The Houston game was a great win against a great defense. And listen, Stroud played trash. I'm sorry. He got exposed. I hope for his career he can come back and learn from the mistakes. I don't know. But I will say this for right now. I said, no, that game, the Patriots imposed their will. Stroud did not handle it well. But that defense also did not shut down Drake May as much as they should have.
No. And Drake May turned the ball over 4 times in that game.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. If you say he turned the ball over 4 times, he shouldn't have won that game.
Yeah.
But let alone, this is how bad Stroud played, but you have to give the respect to the Patriots about it. I'll admit that too.
Sure.
And we came on the last show too. I said the Patriots are going to absolutely destroy Denver. Denver was a very overrated number 1 seed.
Oh, yeah.
They should have lost to Buffalo. They didn't. But they came in here and listen. Like I said, I don't care if Nix was in. Patriots
I had the stat last week. I was reading it off, and unfortunately we lost the episode. But there was a stat I saw from the folks over at Fox Sports. Fox Sports 1, I think it was one of their early morning shows brought it up, of how many games they ended up winning, but at one point in time they were losing to. And it was the Giants, Jets, Raiders, Chiefs, and I forget what the other one was.
Yeah.
But they were losing to all of these teams, which, mind you, all of the teams in this list all have top 10, if not top 5 draft picks this year.
Yeah.
If you're the number 1 seed, if you're the baddest team in the conference, you should be blowing these guys out.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree with you. And this is why Denver got exposed. Finally happened.
Here's the thing I don't understand. Vrabel made the second half adjustments once the weather turned.
Yep.
That they went more. They made some passes, and they didn't completely go away from the pass game. But they definitely started to run the ball more. It's almost like Peyton and company didn't have a game plan for that, which I'm sorry, you would have known the weather's coming. You live in Denver. This isn't exactly an anomaly. This isn't, hey, you're playing in Miami and all of a sudden a snowstorm pops up. Like, what the hell do? We don't have to plan for this normally.
I think what happened is just my guess. I think what they were thinking is their defense was playing so well, they didn't need to make adjustments, which is stupid.
Yeah.
I will say that's the only thing when I was watching that game, I'm like, you're relying so much on that defense. It reminded me in a weird sense. Hear me out of this comparison, though.
Okay.
It reminded me in a weird sense when Tebow was playing there.
Oh, okay.
That you put so much pressure on your defense to bail you out.
Sure.
That it doesn't matter who you have at quarterback.
Sure.
And I felt like when I watched that game, like you were doing that to this defense, and this is not the defense to do it to. They're not that lights out.
Sure.
They're solid, but not that lights out.
Sure.
So
that's true. I mean, but hey, I also got to give credit to Drake May. That play he did at the end of the game where it ended up clinching it, that bootleg.
Stones.
That was him.
Stones.
That wasn't McDaniels. That wasn't Vrabel. Drake called that himself.
That might have locked him up the MVP.
Listen, he's my MVP, and you cannot fucking tell me otherwise.
Like I say, there's an argument to be made for one other person. But,
Stafford.
Yeah, but they didn't win.
Here's my thing in the side topic tangent. You can make the argument for Stafford, but I would argue take Stafford off of that team, put any other quarterback half as good as Stafford is right now, and they'll still do fine. Do they make it as far in the playoffs? Probably not. But you put any other quarterback in the NFL with Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua and Kyron Williams, they'll do fine. Take Drake May off of this team. I think it's Josh Dobson or whatever the heck the guy's name is our backup. I'm looking it up now.
I thought it was Coach Duffy.
Yeah, allegedly. Yeah, it's Josh Dobbs is our backup quarterback. You put Josh Dobbs in at quarterback with this team, it is a drastically different team. Hell, our third stringer is Tommy Cutlets. Tommy DeVito is going to the Super Bowl, folks. Sorry, Giants fans, is what it is. But you put DeVito there? Listen, I love DeVito. Love the aura around the kid. Love the agent.
Him at Media Week is going to be amazing.
Oh my God, it's going to be must-see television. You know, especially if Jimmy Kimmel sends Guillermo down there.
Yeah,
that'll be must-see television. But you put DeVito or Dobbs in with this offense, night and day difference.
No, I agree with you because on paper, listen, the Rams have a much better offense.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Like I say, it is what it is.
Yeah,
but
you're not wrong.
But it shows Drake is that good.
Yeah.
You have to give him his credit. So he's now punched his way to the Super Bowl. So
yeah. Which is crazy because before the season started, the Patriots' odds to even win the division were somewhere around the plus 550, plus 850 range with betting sites. Of course, the one I saw was, I think it was like Fox Sports gave them a 0.1% chance to win the division. And of course, most of it went to the Buffalo Bills. Mm-hmm. And then you get to the Super Bowl where they were, I think the one thing I saw was the Patriots were listed at like 60 to 1 odds to make 60 to 1 odds to make the Super Bowl.
If I only had a time machine.
I know.
I would have thrown.
No, I know.
I would have.
But hey,
well,
it is what it is.
Like I say, for that kind of rate, I also would put money on the Bills too. But you know,
sure.
it is what it is.
Oh, sure.
But like we say, that was an entertaining game. Drake May and Mike Vrabel are going back. I know there's a lot of talk of the dynasty being rebuilt.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, I was gonna say pump the brakes. There's still one more game to play.
Warriors.
And I will
come out to play. If anyone wants to know why they keep saying that, I found out the reason why. Vrabel, as like some team motivating factor, showed him that movie.
And showing it to Mac Hollins is the worst thing you could do. I love Mac. I miss him in Buffalo in the worst way possible.
I was so confused. I'm like, why is he doing this? Like, I love the reference, and and it's a great movie, but like, why? And then come to find out, Vrabel showed the team the movie.
Mac on Media Week is going to be amazing too.
God, it's going to be so much.
I say, if you still watch TikTok, go find him on there. It's great
if you can.
Yeah, if you can. But like we said, there's one more game we have to talk about, and oh man, a lot of emotion in this
Holy
one.
Moly.
Best game of the weekend.
Yeah.
And if you want to talk about fighting until the last bell, this is the game we got to talk about.
No kidding.
The Seattle Seahawks are punching their way back to the Super Bowl. Pad, let's break it down.
Say, what year is it again?
I know.
So in the National Football Conference Championship, the NFC, we had the Seattle Seahawks beat the L.A. Rams.
Yeah.
31-27. Sam Darnold, 25 of 36, 346 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Matthew Stafford, 22 of 35, 374 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, and no interceptions. Blake Corum led the way for the Rams in rushing, 9 carries, 55 yards, no touchdowns. Kenneth Walker III led the way for Seattle with 19 carries, 62 yards, and just 1 touchdown. Jackson Smith and Jigba led the way for the Seattle in receiving because 10 catches, 153 yards receiving, and 1 touchdown. Puka Nacua led the way for the Rams because 9 catches, 165 yards receiving, and just 1 touchdown.
So this game, a lot of questions were around.
Seemed like Seattle had this thing locked up.
Yeah,
and then the Rams made a comeback.
Well,
then there was a really bad penalty called.
Well, Seattle at home, that's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like to go in there and thinking you're going to win. The Rams, though, had no fear.
Oh, sure.
Like I say, Sean McVay, what he has built here, I mean, it's a solid team. They really don't have
it's a very good team.
A weakness to really exploit. So when you see this team go head-to-head, and Seattle jumped on them early, too. Like, they got out there. They understood it. We need to set pace early. We need to get the crowd involved.
Yep.
They did. Looked great that first half. I thought they were going to run away with it.
Yeah.
But then the Rams, if you let them stay in the fight, they're going to come back.
Yeah, it was a high-octane game, too, because once the Patriots game was over, I went out to shovel because I had to end up shoveling 5 times on Sunday. And I came back in after I got done shoveling. It was already 7-3. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. But it showed about how great these two teams are.
Oh, absolutely.
And, I mean, listen.
Jets fans, how you feeling?
Well, let's start with Sam Darnold because I'll go there first.
Okay.
This game solidified he was not a bust. It's not a fluke.
There were no ghosts.
There were no ghosts.
Although, hey, it's Jersey. You never know.
Yeah, this was an exorcism for him because I think for everybody that wrote him off, even though he played well in Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
And they opted to keep McCarthy.
I'll say, Vikings fans, how you feeling about that?
Oh, I think Justin Jefferson's calling his agent right now.
Oh, that could be true. I will say right now, for Vikings fans, I think they're okay with it because the jury is still out on J.J. McCarthy.
Oh, sure.
But give it 5 years and we'll see, and then we'll have to revisit and see how they're feeling about it.
Well, I think you have to really see what this kid can do.
Sure.
So until then, but I think for Darnold, though, it's an amazing story.
Oh, absolutely.
And especially playing as well as he did, he is in that MVP conversation.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's going to win because, like I say, I think it's all Drake, but you have to really take a look at what he did here.
Yeah.
And for him to play as solid as he did not rattle, win.
No.
The defense was trying to give the game away.
Holy cow, yeah, they were.
The one defender made one of the most egregious.
Seemed like I thought that was it for him.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to blow
When
it.
Woolen got that taunting call.
It was on a play that was like 4th and 12.
Yeah. They put him 4th and 12, and he just had to run his mouth. The Rams were eating that up because that was,
man.
and then he got burnt the next play, which that's Stafford 101.
Oh, absolutely.
So the fact, though, the Seahawks came back, JSN was left wide open multiple occasions. I am sorry, whoever the defensive coordinator is for the Rams, how do you not double team him at all times? Because let me tell you, Gonzalez is going to be on him all day.
Oh, yeah. No, if there's going to be a real interesting matchup, I guarantee you Christian Gonzalez, Agent Zero, as I'm starting to call him, is going to be put on JSN.
Yeah. You take a look at how he was open all day.
Is there any relation? The Rams' current defensive coordinator is a gentleman by the name of Chris Shula.
Okay. No, well, because he was a name going around for coaching. So
yeah.
I think he is connected to the legendary coach.
He's the son of he's the son of Dave Shula. He is the grandson of Don. He's Don Shula's grandson.
Okay.
Okay.
But either way, how do you slip up and not have him double covered? Because if you take him out of the equation, you take away a lot of that Seattle
JSN torched him because I told you 10 for 153. He averaged 15.3 yards a catch. His longest was 42. And oh, by the way, he caught those 10 balls on 12 targets.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like whoever was defending him was in another zip code. Or maybe he was playing right field at Safeco. I don't know.
Well, I think one thing that Tom Brady brought up and his commentary, I know some people
Oh, my God, I love Brady's commentary.
I love his commentary.
And I'm not saying this as a Pats fan.
No. I love it because,
oh, my God.
Because how he breaks down the game. He made a comment, and ever since he did, I started watching how JSN runs.
Yeah.
He never lowers his shoulders.
Oh.
He stays in stride. So defenders don't know which way he's going, so he's gliding out there.
Interesting.
And I'm like, that might make sense of how open he was.
Sure.
I mean, granted, the Patriots, trust me, they'll be focused on that.
Okay,
so that's
between him and then they'll have the front line looking at Kenneth Walker.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to have somebody else step up and really be the Super Bowl hero for the Seattle. But we can talk about that next week when we give our predictions.
Yeah.
But for this game, though, JSN was wide open. Anytime they needed a big play, Sam Darnold got it.
JSN was the main attraction. Everybody else was just a feature on the album.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about, but it's true though.
I'll say of the 25 receptions Seattle's receivers had, JSN had 10 of them. Mm-hmm. The next closest one you had was a tie between Kenneth Walker III and Cooper Kupp, who each had 4.
Yeah. You're going to have to really make a choice about what you're going to do as far as switching up the offensive scheme. Mm-hmm. I know that's what Kubiak is going to be working on. He is the hot name still left for head coaching positions. So seeing what he has to work with, he's going to have to make some magic happen.
Right.
But he's got 2 weeks game plan. Like, that's going to be the nice thing about this.
Oh, yeah.
But for how back and forth this game was, This was a heavyweight bout, and this is where Seattle just imposed the will when they needed to. They locked in.
Home crowd definitely played a factor.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the one thing about this team that's vastly underrated is when you get that crowd rocking, and once they got up to a lead again, that place exploded.
Oh, yeah.
It's tough to pull anything out there. Stafford gave it his all. I will say, whoever asks Sean McVay in the post-conference about is he coming back, bad time to do that.
Yeah. I get it, but
no, you don't. You have to just take the L, which I saw Stafford immediately went running to find Cooper Kupp and congratulate him for going. So
top shelf guy.
Yeah, Stafford is a class act.
Then the video his wife put out on social media, I think it was like the next day or 2 days after. I think it was yesterday, the day after the game, where 2:30 in the morning he finally gets home, and what's he do? Goes and checks on his girls.
Yeah,
love it.
No, Stafford's Hall of Famer. He's locked that in. Whatever he wants to do, obviously the Rams will be okay.
Uh-huh.
I mean, if they have to go find a quarterback, they will. If he wants to come back one more season, it's up to him. He's earned that right. But for now, we have to shift the attention to Sam Darnold and the team that really came out of nowhere. If you had said at the beginning of the season, I know we were wrong about this, they got rid of Geno Smith, they got rid of DK Metcalf.
Yep.
And now this team is going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, which is wild, which I remember when Sam Darnold got added to the team, I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Not bad. We'll see how he does, but I'm not expecting huge things out of the team. And here they were. They were the same odds as the Patriots, 60-1 to make the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So it's going to be a wild Super Bowl rematch.
Yeah.
I already saw Dave Portnoy is walking around with the Richard Sherman crying shirt.
Yeah, I saw that. He bought allegedly like 7 of them.
Yeah, which allegedly.
Listen, Portnoy's Portnoy. He's going to do what he does.
Oh, he's going to listen. He deserves to.
As a card-carrying Patriots fan, I do not endorse nor condone what he does.
Yeah, but the fact I was reading that Barstool is going to be at the Super Bowl, and this
allegedly the ban has been lifted.
Allegedly, so
allegedly.
That'll be some fireworks to watch. But in the meantime, though, Seattle imposed their will. And the Rams are going to have a lot of questions this offseason, but as long as Sean McVay is steering the ship, they'll be okay.
Sean McVay now, with all the head coaching carousels, is one of the longest tenured coaches in the NFL.
Yeah. We will get into the coaching carousel for one-shots for this, but for right now, an amazing weekend of football. 2 teams are now locked and loaded for the biggest game of the professional sports season in North America, the Super Bowl.
It's always the highest viewed television event of the year in these states.
Yep, so it's going to be a wild scenario in San Francisco. In the meantime, though, hit us up on that hashtag ODPH pod. What is your thoughts about the AFC and NFC championship games? Do the right teams get there? And then if you want to place your early Super Bowl predictions, we will hear them. We will be talking about that next week, though, so just give you an early preview for that. That all said, we're going to get a quick breakout. We'll be right back.
Hey all, I'm Frank. Join me and my friends as we talk about all things geek. Here at Geek Freaks Podcast, we go over the weekly news of everything in geekdom, from movies to TV, video games, and comic books. We also have a growing YouTube community. Join us as we go over everything in your geek life and share in the love of geekdom.
Coming back for another segment on this edition of the ODPH podcast. Time to talk a little pro wrestling. Obviously, this weekend for the WWE is a monster weekend with the Royal Rumble taking place, one of the biggest events on their calendar year. But before we get there, we have to recap the weekend that was, and that is Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, so this took place this past Saturday from the Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Couple of matches going on during this show, which took place here in the States on Peacock. First one of which was a tag team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship with Riho, however you say it. It's Rhea Ripley and Io Sky defending their belts against the Judgment Day in Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez. And winning via pinfall in 13 minutes and 25 seconds was Rhea Ripley and Io Sky.
Very solid match.
Yeah.
Got the crowd into it. I mean, like I say, very entertaining. It was what it was. So obviously extending.
Good opener.
I was just gonna say extending the feud going on with the Judgment Day and everybody there. So a great opener though. So it got the crowd going. So can't go wrong with that.
Next up was early match of the year contender, and you cannot tell me otherwise. Because in a singles matchup, you had AJ Styles taking on Shinsuke Nakamura.
Legendary feud from New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Uh-huh.
Wrestle Kingdom, I remember that match vividly. In fact, this seemed like almost like an instant replay of it, and I'm not mad about it.
There were, so AJ ended up winning via pinfall, 21 minutes, 20 seconds. I realize this isn't the first time they've wrestled each other in WWE. We don't talk about that other time.
No.
Because that was a WrestleMania, and that was a disservice. There were definitely a lot of callbacks to their Wrestle Kingdom match, and this one absolutely delivered. Absolutely, pun semi-intended, was absolutely phenomenal. Great match. If you haven't seen it, go out of your way, find it, however you can, watch it, because holy cow, it was start to finish just incredible.
It was cinema. I mean, they're giving AJ a great send-off.
Yeah.
Now, allegedly,
We'll see.
It was leaked out that the Royal Rumble will be AJ's last in-ring performance in WWE.
Sure.
We will have to wait and see. I have my thoughts on that, so we'll get into that when we talk about the Royal Rumble. But great match, though. Like I say, match of the year contender already.
Yeah. And then your main event was a fatal four-way match to determine the number one contender for the undisputed WWE Championship, and would go on to get a match at the Royal Rumble taking place this weekend. It was a long and arduous tournament. He had Randy Orton and The Miz involved. Matt Cardona showed up, took on Trick Williams, Damian Priest, and Solo Sikoa, and Sami Zayn and Ilya Dragunov. But your participants for this match were Damian Priest, Randy Orton, Trick Williams, and Sami Zayn. And emerging victorious, winning via pinfall in 17 minutes. Well, Sami Zayn.
Great way to do this. Obviously, being in Montreal, the crowd exploded for it. I have no issue with this. I know Sammy has been in that Mick Foley stance of he's always on the outside looking in. The hero of the underground, the underdog of the underground, I think is the official tag name. But either way, he's always been somebody that has had that potential to do it. To see him get the big win, this is a great match too. Like I say, all three matches on this card were really, really good. But this main event gave a lot of false finishes. Weren't really sure how it was going to play out. Trick looked good in this too. So obviously being his first real taste of a PLE, so to speak, on the main roster. Even though this isn't, but obviously, he's got to get used to that change of pace. Did really well, handled himself very well. And I thought this was great. Like I say, I love the fact Sammy's winning, so now he is locked and loaded for a title match. This is coming Saturday. And there's a lot of storylines now going into it. I will say for the Royal Rumble, they've been doing a lot of media press on ESPN.
Yes. Big media blitz.
Yeah, I was going to say Seth Rollins was there. Miz was there. They've been really pushing it.
Do not appreciate Seth Rollins' comments yesterday.
Oh, I saw those. I wasn't going to bring them up.
It is what it is.
We'll have to see if he's right, though. He's a Bears fan, so he's got a lot of emotion. But this weekend, though, Saturday is going to be the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
So kind of a different start time than they've done in the past.
Yep. Taking place in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, at the King Abdullah Financial District in the literally newly built. They built this stadium in like a week or two.
Yeah.
The time lapse
is crazy.
The time lapse is insane.
Yeah.
But taking place Saturday. I believe the start time here in the States is 2 in the afternoon.
Yes.
2 or 3, something like that.
It's 2 o'clock. So one thing is, if you're not familiar with the Royal Rumble, this is where one man and one woman on the roster will lock their ticket to challenge for the heavyweight title of their choosing at WrestleMania, the biggest show of professional wrestling of the year. So the stakes are very high. This definitely plays a huge factor into that show. Unless they pull some crazy swerves, which has happened before. But
Santino Marella almost won it the one year.
Well, there's always that
missed
possibility.
opportunity.
Well, I think that there's always a possibility for something crazy to happen.
Sure.
Because when you have 30 men and 30 women in their matches respectively, to start and every 90 seconds asterisks on it, you see somebody come running in, and then it's last person standing at the end of the matches.
Or stumbling in. Sorry, Titus.
I mean, well, that's the Royal Rumble we never speak of. Because I do not acknowledge, what was it, 50 people or something like that?
Yeah, it was 50.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that.
Yeah.
We will talk about this show, though, because obviously there are a couple matches going on with it as well.
Yeah.
But we have to remember that the Royal Rumbles, respectively, are about an hour long. So you have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, so we'll talk about the 2 matches we do know are taking place, and then we'll get to the Royal Rumble matches. So the 2 matches we do know are taking place, one of which is AJ Styles taking on Gunther, which if AJ Styles loses this match, he will be forced to retire from in-ring competition.
So it has been leaked that AJ is retiring this year, right? He's made no secret of that.
Oh, yeah.
There is rumor, and I stress rumor, that a Instagram post was said that he confirmed his last match was going to be this Saturday.
Right.
I don't necessarily know if that's true.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think AJ Styles, legendary wrestler, first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He's going to be taking on Gunther, who obviously has been picking up a lot more momentum since he retired John Cena.
Yep.
So this match is very intriguing for that aspect because does Gunther retire AJ? Which, listen, if he does, he does.
It's a feather in the cap.
It is. But where I think this is going is I think AJ wins.
Agreed.
And then I think they set up for a larger match either at Elimination Chamber or they do it at WrestleMania.
I'm guessing Mania.
Mania would be interesting, but I think what you have to kind of factor in is would they both be involved in the Elimination Chamber?
Elimination Chamber is taking place February 28th in Chicago, Illinois at the United Center.
Yeah, so you have to kind of put that in perspective. So I'm going to say this. By some way or another, AJ wins. And then we go from there.
Sure.
They do the rubber match.
Sure.
At one of those events. I would not be surprised unless they're pushing for Gunther Brock Lesnar, which that has been a dream match for WWE for quite some time.
A couple of years now. Yeah.
Yeah. So unless they're really pushing for that, I think this match does get extended out to Mania.
I think the match is going to take, the final match is going to take place in Mania. It just makes all the sense in the world. Have him. Is it poetic to have his first WWE match and his last WWE match 10 years apart at the Royal Rumble? Yeah, it does. It's poetic. It's nice, but I don't think that's where they're going to do it. I think they're going to end it at Mania, run it back between these two. Plus, the other thing, the reason I think they're not, I was thinking they were going to do it for every reason I just said. But then there was a moment on Monday Night Raw where AJ met backstage with, I think it was Javon Evans. And Javon Evans was talking about wanting to have a match with him. He goes, oh, yeah, we'll do it. Bet on it. And I'm like, okay, if you're retiring the guy, why do you even have that interaction backstage?
Tease the storyline.
Oh, sure. But I'm just sitting there going, like, you don't tease that potential matchup if he's just going to end up retiring on Saturday.
See, I don't know. I think they did.
Like it's not a case of the what could have been, like if AJ actually had wrestled Shawn Michaels.
I think it's to throw everybody off. But but either way, like, listen, if they want to do that with the bouncy one, I'm okay with that.
Your boy's bouncy.
Everybody's putting Javon Evans over as they should. So
absolutely.
We'll have to wait to see about that.
Absolutely. Then the other match we know is taking place is a singles match for the undisputed WWE Championship with Drew McIntyre defending his belt against Sami Zayn. So
this one,
how bad is Drew going to get booed in this stadium?
Oh, he's going to get booed out. He's going to get booed out of the building.
Sammy's going to get a hero's welcome.
I will say this: if I was WWE, I would let Sami win.
Okay.
I would put him over. It doesn't hurt Drew at all.
No.
I mean, if you want to do some kind of wacky shenanigans and then have Drew enter the men's Royal Rumble after, like he takes somebody out to get back in there or something for it.
Yeah.
If you want to do something like that, you could.
Yeah.
But I think that if you gave Sami that, it would really switch up a lot of ideas of where people think stuff's going. You can always run it back with Drew if you want to.
Sure.
At Elimination Chamber or do something kind of weird like that. I think, though, my head is saying Drew, but my heart is saying Sami. So I'm gonna say Sami on this one.
I'm gonna say Drew. Listen, it's gonna be close. It's gonna be a hell of a match. It's gonna be a barn burner. It's gonna be 9 stars, even though it's not in the Tokyo Dome. But I think ultimately it's going to be Drew. I don't know who you're gonna set him up with for a match at WrestleMania. But it'll be interesting to see, just because I think the matchup for who's going to win the men's Royal Rumble. Well, I'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah. So those, like I say, there's so many different ways they can go with that.
Yeah, there is.
That's the craziest thing about it.
Yeah.
But then we get to the men's and women's Royal Rumble.
Yep. So we'll start with the women's, which I'm willing to bet, because historically this is the one that's started the show. I'm willing to bet this will start the show. Out of the 30 participants, we know 17 of them, and they are as follows. From Monday Night Raw, you've got Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Bayley, Lyra Valkyria, and Asuka, along with Maxine Dupree and Becky Lynch. And then from Friday Night SmackDown, you've got Chelsea Green, Jordan Grace, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, Lash Legend, and Julia.
So the field is wide open on this one. I
For
think.
this one, yeah, because what is it? The two women's champions are
Jade Cargill.
Jade Cargill and Stephanie Vicker.
Yeah. So the storyline you could run with if you wanted to is Jordan Grace has been trying to chase after Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
On the Stephanie Vicker side, that's a little more wide open.
Yeah.
So if I have to make a guess on this, well, I mean, there's always a crazy comeback too.
Yeah.
We have to put that in there.
I'll say I'm willing to bet the comeback will be Tiffany Stratton.
Tiffany makes a lot of sense.
Haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah, she's been popping up on social media a lot lately, so I think that would be the surprise to come back. I was gonna say I don't know how Bianca Belair's injury is.
Have not heard.
So-
You would think though she's about due.
Yeah, I would
'Cause
say.
I think the last time we saw her, they said she was close.
Yeah, so I would say that's probably a closer surprise.
Yeah.
But Tiffany's there too. The ultimate long shot is Sasha Banks.
Oh Lord.
I don't, but I mean
That's so long. Even I wouldn't put a bet on it.
I was gonna say I still think that she appeared on TV somewhere.
Do
lately.
we see Paige?
Paige is another one too that's gonna allow.
So there have been video of her training.
Yeah.
For what? We have no idea.
Yeah, that's true. Paige coming to the Rumble, it makes sense because then even if she's not at 100% or WWE doesn't know what to do, it's a one-time thing. It's a little more safer.
You know it'd be great, and you could do this either way. Have Paige come out, and then have AJ Lee come out, or you could do it vice versa. That'd be great.
That would be a little wild. I'm not going to lie about
just
that.
For the interaction alone.
Yeah, and then going over to the men's side.
Yeah. So on the men's side, out of the 30 participants, we know 15 of them. From the Monday Night Raw side, our participants are Gunther, Jey Uso, Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, Penta, Braun Breaker, Logan Paul, Bronson Reed, Austin Theory, Javon Evans, and then Oba Femi. And from Friday Night SmackDown, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu. Now, the thing I should note with the ones I just mentioned is specifically Rey Mysterio, because he was in a match on Monday Night Raw last night. I believe it was against Austin Theory.
Yep.
And Rey Mysterio was injured, legitimately, because after the match was over, I watched Monday Night Raw. I didn't see the injury take place, but I read about it afterwards, and I completely missed this. But I did see the ref covering Rey, because obviously it was against Austin Theory, so the other members of Vision were out there doing Vision things, and they went to go attack Rey. And the ref covered him up and like, hey, no, don't do it. Like they communicated something to them. So they didn't even try and do the typical, we just push the ref off and do whatever we want. From there, the ref looked towards the timekeeper's area and did the dreaded
The
X with his arm. So Rey Mysterio is injured. I do have a candidate for who is going to take his place because, well, I think this is why they did the storyline on Monday Night Raw. There was a storyline in that night where Finn Balor met backstage with CM Punk, wanted to thank him for what happened the prior week in the match and everything he did. And then he went to go to, Adam Pearce about his declaring for the Royal Rumble. Adam Pearce went, sorry, lots full, no room. But given the fact that, well, one of the announced participants is out, there's your space.
I mean, it does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I think that we kind of have to take a look at that and see in comparison. Because like I say, it's much like the women's match.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of wide open names. I think we forgot to actually give our picks for who's winning.
Oh, yeah, we did. So for the women, I'm going to say
I'm taking Liv Morgan.
that would make sense. I'm going to say, you know what? Let's go crazy. I'm going to say Jordan Grace.
Okay. Listen, solid picks.
Let's go crazy.
Solid picks. But yeah, so looking at the men's field though too. So apologies for that, folks.
Yeah.
We do it live here. In that sense, I think the safe money is Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Because his main event,
Yeah.
Roman, you have to think he'd be around there somewhere.
There is a giant index finger pointing skyward traveling around Saudi Arabia these days.
Yeah,
if
so
you've seen the photos.
Right. So I would say that it makes the most sense to have him win.
Sure.
If you want to go for a leap, though, I would have it be Jacob Fatu.
Okay.
I would say because I know that they're very high on him.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, coming back from his time off, he's been on a tear lately.
Yeah.
I could also see him doing something weird, and I'm hoping I'm wrong about this.
Okay.
Is do the double over the top rope same time thing with him and Cody.
Oh, see, I would love to see that. I don't think you can pull that off if you tried.
Yeah, see, like I think
That was such a freak thing between Cena and Batista, I don't think you could ever recreate that again if you tried.
Yeah, like I say, I could see him trying to.
Yeah.
Or do some kind of shenanigans like that to get his...
The only way you could come close is if you tried to do like Shawn Michaels did, where you only had the 1 foot touching the ground.
Yeah.
But even then.
Yeah, like I say, it's tough to pull off.
Yeah.
So, but I think if you're going to have Roman show up there, it makes the most sense.
Sure.
Like I think he's got to be the one to win. But then it gets interesting about who you would face for the title.
Mm-hmm.
Because, all right, let's say champion's going into it is CM Punk.
Right.
And then let's say it is Sami Zayn.
Right.
Even though I think Sami will drop it back to somebody before then. I think
Probably.
there'll be some kind of shenanigans there.
Probably.
I think you could do a Punk Roman match.
Yeah.
That would definitely be an intriguing matchup.
Yeah.
I hope they don't do anything. Like I don't want to see him and Cody again.
No, they were there's a story going around. They were planning on doing that again for the third time, but then Triple H felt that allegedly there would be audience fatigue of building it up for the third time in 3 years.
Oh, it is.
Agreed.
Yeah, no,
Listen, I would love to see them go against each other one more time. Not for a couple of years though.
No, keep them separated.
Yeah,
you don't need to. Like
No.
you have a deep enough roster you can mess around with it and do some stuff. I will say this though. I think for as far as surprises go,
yeah.
I think Obafemi will be there. I think
Obafemi's announced.
He's gonna, but I'm saying he's gonna have that whole 15 people eliminated. It's gonna be him. He's gonna be the big monster.
You're stealing my thunder. I was gonna say the exact same damn thing.
Yeah,
he's gonna have that Braun Strowman. He's gonna have that Kane moment of like he just starts eliminating dudes left, right, and center.
Yep.
I was just watching the 2001 Royal Rumble the other day because they've been uploading a lot of them to YouTube. Which hey, if you haven't seen any of them, go watch them. 2001, real good.
Mm-hmm.
But I like Kane and Undertaker were in there, and they just started eliminating dudes left, right, and center until they were the only two left. And then I was like, all right, what do we do now? And then I think it was Scotty Too Hot. He came out, and it's like, oh, Scotty, you might not want to do that.
Yeah.
But no, I think Obafemi is going to have that monster role and just start eliminating dudes.
Yeah, I think the big surprise though is going to be Chris Jericho.
Oh, I mean, is it a surprise at this point?
Well,
everyone's expecting it.
Well, I think if they really want to pull off a crazy surprise, but I don't know how the pop would go over, and this is nothing against this wrestler.
Sure.
Formerly known as Will Hobbs.
Oh yeah, allegedly he has signed.
I believe
Allegedly.
I believe the name is going to be Royce Keys.
No, that's not bad.
But I think he's going to NXT first.
Yeah.
So I would say I'm eliminating him from that. Even though if he showed up, I'd be happy. I'd be through the moon about seeing that. But I think Jericho's going to be the big surprise. I mean, Joe Hendry, I think
Joe Hendry will be there.
Yeah, so they got some names to mess around with. But
I wouldn't be surprised if Ethan Page makes an appearance.
Oh, give it to me. All ego all day.
I forget because I don't get to watch NXT all that much these days. Is he still double champ?
I believe so.
I could be wrong. I'll have to check. But I agree with you. I think Obafemi is going to be the monster and have that kind of role. I think ultimately, though, listen, Roman Reigns is a good pick. It makes a lot of sense. I ultimately think because they've been teasing this for long enough, and I don't think you do the storyline they're in with this individual unless he's going to win, especially the way they set it up on Monday night. I think it's going to be Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker, CM Punk.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I think Braun is on his way. I just don't know if he's there yet.
Yeah.
That's one problem with the Vision. Yeah, Ethan is. I couldn't remember if he still had the tag team title. So that's where I was going with about that. Okay. But either way, though, I mean, Braun would be a solid pick. Logan Paul, shake up the internet.
Listen, allegedly, believe this for what you will, Logan Paul came to the conclusion, and everybody in the room, so that'd be Breaker, Bronson, Theory, all agreed that, hey, Braun needs to be the one to win this, so we should help Braun win this. So we'll see if that ends up happening. But
well, like I say,
dissension could be coming from within the ranks.
I think they're already leaning that because I think, unfortunately, the Vision has not taken off as well as they thought.
No.
But that's just me. But we'll find out on Saturday, though. A lot of wrestling in between then, so definitely hit us up on that hashtag ODPH pod. What is your thoughts about the Royal Rumble taking place this weekend? Who's your predictions to win it all on the men's and women's side? And if you even want more pro wrestling talk, remember, Fanlight Zone YouTube every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Rich and Sammy. 607 TWS is back, baby, and you don't want to miss that. So that being said, we're going to get our final breakout. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Scott Snyder, and you better listen to the ODPH podcast, or I'm coming for you, and Batman is coming for you.
Coming back for the final segment on this edition of the ODPH podcast. Pad, What you got?
Got a couple things to talk about. First of which is the local minute, and looking at the standings for the Federal Prospects Hockey League and the Empire Division, where our local Binghamton Black Bears play. Another week, well, I feel like a broken record because they're still in first place.
That's right.
They're running away with it too, folks. Binghamton currently in first place with 88 points. Second place is the Port Huron Prowlers with 58 points. Topeka Scarecrows are in third with 53 points. Fourth are the Blue Ridge Bobcats with 45 points. Danbury Hat-Tricks come in fifth place with 42 points. The Watertown Wolves are in sixth with 35 points. And in seventh place are the Indiana Sentinels with 21 points. Looking ahead to their schedule, they've got, or the results from this past week, I should say. They had two games. Both of them were home games. They had a game Friday, January 23rd, where they played the PD Ice Cats, where they won that game by the final score of 6-3. Came back on Saturday, the 24th. Again, same team. Lost that one, however, by the final score of 4-0. Now, they've got two games taking place this upcoming weekend. The first one is on Friday, January 30th, 7 o'clock Eastern. They will be playing the Twin City Thunderbirds. And then Saturday, January 31st, same time, same place, same team against the Twin City Thunderbirds. So should note, this Friday is country night, so I'm sure the music that will be played will have a certain country western theme to it. And then Saturday, Autism Awareness Night. So definitely check that out. And for more tickets, information, all that good stuff, BinghamtonBlackBears.com. Then we got to talk a little bit of baseball, and hey, Cody Bellinger re-signed with the Yankees.
All's right in the world.
Happy to see that. But no, that's not the big news. The big news is one Aaron Judge has been named the cover athlete for MLB The Show 26. He is now the second player to appear on the game's cover twice. Hall of Famer Joe Mauer is the only other player. He was in 2010 and 2011. The game launches on March 17th. Early access is on March 13th. So Judge did say, quote, "The cover they have for this year is going to be pretty special. Kind of has a different ties to different parts of my life. I think fans are going to enjoy it. And I think even gamers that don't watch much baseball who play the game will really enjoy it as well." And it does. So the cover is actually quite awesome. It does feature where he played, the little star where he played high school ball in California. Then it features his college jersey on there for Fresno State. Then it features a little gold MLB logo because he was the MVP. Features his baseball jersey. And then since this year is the World Baseball Classic and he is playing for Team USA, it does feature a Team USA jersey. And then it's got the World Baseball Classic logo on it. Not sure if they'll be doing the World Baseball Classic stuff in the game this year. They did put out
It would be fun if they did.
They did put out a teaser for the cover. They haven't really said much about the game, but if they ended up doing World Baseball Classic in this in some fashion, that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, congratulations to Aaron Judge for making the cover yet again.
Very solid move. So obviously you're in the video games. Go check it out because I know we're getting very, very close to spring training already.
Yeah, we are.
It's
about a month away, I want to say.
That's wild to think about. What's also wild to think about is the UFC just had their first event, not pay-per-view.
Yeah, was on Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus.
Averaged about 5 million viewers.
Yep, so UFC 324 went down.
Yeah.
A few headlines to talk about, so we're not going to go through the entire card, but the fights that jumped out to us. So, Pat, let's talk about it.
Should also note that during the card, it was announced that two-time bantamweight champion and former WEC bantamweight champion Dominic Cruz is going to be the next entrant in the modern wing of the UFC.
Oh,
Hall
very
of
cool.
Fame.
Okay, I did not catch that.
Yeah, so he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. A couple interesting notes though from the main card. Well, first of all, the card started off incredibly because out of your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 fights on the card. The first 4 were either a TKO or a knockout. Good Lord. But no, the first one we're going to mention is there's another goddamn Nurmagomedov.
Yeah.
Oy, they're everywhere. So he ended up beating Devison Figueiredo by unanimous decision. So, hey, congratulations to him. I'm sure he'll be dominating everything in the next couple of years.
Yeah, I was going to say, very solid fight there.
Yeah, but no, the one we got to talk about is made a little bit of headlines was the heavyweight division matchup where Waldo Cortez Acosta defeated Derek Lewis via TKO at 3 minutes and 14 seconds of the second round.
This hurt my heart.
Yeah.
I mean, Derek Lewis, he's quite the personality, but I feel that Father Time has just caught up to him.
Now ranked 10th in the heavyweight division.
Yeah, which, I mean, at this stage, I mean, he's not going to contend for a title.
Nope.
So what are you going to do with Lewis? But it's a solid fight for Cortez Acosta.
Yeah. Did call out Curtis Blades afterwards.
Yeah, which, I mean, that's the only fight I can see them making with him.
In his words, through the translator, Curtis Blades is, quote, Curtis Blades has been talking a lot of shit. Time for me to close his mouth.
Yeah, so that'll be a fun fight when they book that. I think that's a good style matchup.
Yep. Then the co-main event of the evening was in the bantamweight division, where Sean O'Malley defeated Song Yadong via unanimous decision, 29-28, 29-28, and 29-28.
Great fight for O'Malley.
Yeah.
Definitely put the pressure on him. I think when he busted his nose open, like on the strikes.
Yeah, from like this, about the second round on.
That's what sold it on it. So very good for O'Malley.
Which you wouldn't have thought if you watched the fight from start to finish.
No, I definitely thought it was going to be more of a struggle for him than it was. So where this all leads, see, that's another big X factor.
Yeah, let's see. Bantamweight division, where the heck are you?
I mean,
there we go. Peter Yan is currently the champion in that division. Number 1 ranked fighter, Merab Davishvili.
Yeah, I think those two are fighting each other. I don't think Yan and Merab. 2
is the aforementioned Umar Nurmagomedov. Sean O'Malley is 3rd. Corey Sandhagen is 4th. Song Yadong is 5th. Ayman Zahabi is 6th. Figueiredo is 7th. Marlon Vera is 8th. Mario Batista is 9th. And David Martinez is number 10.
I think Umar would make a lot of sense.
Sure.
Because, I mean, O'Malley is still a name, whether you love him or you don't.
Yeah.
That is a box office fight. I think if Umar is the real deal, that's a great matchup against him.
I mean, it is.
Yeah, so.
The thing that makes sense to me, Peter Yan go against Merab, have Umar go against Sean. Winner of Umar and Sean gets whoever wins between Peter and Merab.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
Makes sense to me.
That makes a lot of sense.
Then your main event of the...
Well, actually, we got to talk about the women's match with Thug Rose.
Oh, yeah. I'll say, Thug Rose stepped in there and went up in the women's flyweight division where Natalia Silva defeated Rose Namajunas via unanimous decision. All 3 judges scoring the contest 29-28.
Yeah, I thought that was a gamble for Rose. The only reason I'm bringing it up, I believe she's having eye surgery.
Something like that,
because of the eye pokes that happened. But Silva impressed me with this. Eye pokes aside.
Yeah.
I really thought that for Rose, this was a fight that was more catered to her, but I think Silva pulled it off. And now I think Shevchenko's got a contender. I really do. I think that Silva will give Shevchenko a really good run.
Probably.
At that 125-pound belt. So we'll have to wait to see how that all plays out. But I wanted to mention that. Obviously, well wishes out to Thug Rose.
Yeah.
Because that fight definitely made some noise there, too. And like I say, hearing now she's got to get surgery. It's like,
Shevchenko's the flyweight champion. Number 1 ranked fighter is Manon Fiorot.
Yeah.
So we shall see. Then you get the main event of the evening, which was in the lightweight division for the interim UFC lightweight championship, with Justin Gaethje defeating Paddy Pimblett by unanimous decision of 48-47, 49-46, and 49-46. And in the words of Justin Gaethje, it is tough. It is tough to knock that Scouser out.
Yeah.
Although, let's be honest, I think you'll agree with me. Gaethje almost lost this fight in the first round.
Gaethje went back to Gaethje old for this one, which is either smart or foolish, depending on what side of the coin you're on. The one thing you got to give Gaethje is he is there to entertain. He's not there. You're not going to see him pull off any crazy jiu-jitsu. He's going to stand there like a rock'em sock'em robot.
Pretty much.
There's only so much a body can handle with that, and that's what makes me worried a little bit. But Pimblett was a good candidate to match his style. And this, as weird as this is going to sound, and I know I've kind of heard this a couple times when I mentioned this reminded me of when Rory McDonald was fighting Robbie Lawler.
Yeah, you're not the first person I've heard say this.
And everybody thought that they were going to anoint the new face of the division.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt that way when I saw the entrance for Pimblett.
Yeah.
Like they were so hoping he's going to be the next Conor.
Yeah.
And
well, let's face it, UFC is lacking a major star right now.
Oh, completely. I'll give you that. I mean, the only
Conor has even admitted he's in this weird status with the UFC because his contract prior, what they paid him was based on pay-per-view buys, and well, they don't do pay-per-view buys anymore.
Yeah, but they don't need him. Like that's the sad thing.
I know.
Oh no, I agree with you though. But I mean, when the biggest star in the division is where you're going to be fighting in July, and I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah,
that's a problem. I think that they were so desperate to get Pimblett the belt.
Sure.
They thought that his skills were going to be up there for Gaethje. But Gaethje is there to brawl. He's going to scrap, and that's exactly what Pimblett did with him.
Yep.
Entertaining, yes. Smart move, Jury is out.
Left it all in the octagon. That's for damn sure.
But that was the whole thing, that Gaethje is used to being in this kind of spotlight. Pimblett, I think, might have gotten a little overwhelmed when they went to the championship rounds.
Yeah, no, he definitely got gassed.
Yeah, and I think that came back to haunt him in the worst way possible. I mean, his gas tank has not exactly been well known.
No.
So for Gaethje, I mean, I think there's a fight depending on what is happening outside of the cage, and I don't even want to get into that aspect.
Oh.
That's Topuria.
Yeah.
Topuria, whenever he is ready to come back,
Yep.
if he comes back, that's the fight you make.
Yep.
Hands down. There's no question about it.
No ifs, ands, or buts.
No. If Topuria is not coming back, then you got to find somebody in there to go and do something with. Then it's kind of tricky then, because then you're going to have Gaethje fight somebody to unify a belt that's not defended by a champion. Like, it's a weird stat.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But I'm hoping to see Topuria come back. I hope everything is handled properly outside of the cage, so he can come back and focus and go from there. And then we really wait to see what happens there. As far as Pimblett goes, he's going to need to have a really good contender to face and come back and make a statement against.
Still ranked number 5.
Who is number 1? Is it still Aram?
Well, Gaethje's technically your number 1 right now because he's the interim champion.
Okay.
Number 2 is Arman.
Arman, I think, would be the good matchup for Pimblett.
3 is Charles Oliveira. 4 is Max Holloway.
And if I'm not mistaken, they're doing a BMF title bout against each other, which I don't. Yeah, you can tell by the sound of my voice, folks. You can tell how excited I'm about that.
I can look.
Right, but I think if they're locked up, then I say that's not. Then Pimblett should get maybe the loser of that, maybe.
Right.
Because then, or maybe even the winner. I don't know. Like, it's just weird. Anytime that belt's involved, it just.
They are taking place at, what is this, UFC 326. So this will be in March, in Vegas. It looks like they'll probably main event to this card for it's Holloway versus Oliveira for this symbolic BMF title.
Yeah, they're fighting at 155.
I'll say I'm looking at the rest of this card. They're probably going to main event this, because your other fights, Renato Moicano versus Brian Ortega, and
featherweight, yeah.
Well, lightweight.
Oh, they're both coming up to lightweight.
Lightweight, according to what I'm reading. Then you got middleweight, which is Caio Baralho versus Renier de Ritter. Another middleweight matchup, Gregory Rodriguez versus Bruno Ferreira. Bantamweight matchup between Rob Font taking on Rosas Jr.
Rosas is the big one they're on.
Yep. Bantamweight between Cody Garbrandt and Zhao Long. Flyweight matchup between Cody Durden versus Niam Jargal. And I apologize, I'm going to butcher this last name. Tumen Demburel. God, I can't wait to hear Bruce Buffer say that name. Middleweight matchup between Dante Johnson and Dusko Tordovich. Featherweight, Yu Ju Sang Gaston versus Gaston Bolanos. Light heavyweight, Luke Fernandez versus Rodolfo Bellato. And lastly, flyweight between Sue Mudaregi versus Jesus Santos Aguilar. So, I mean, based off those
That'll
names,
be the main event,
that's the main event.
Well, that was like going that main event, but I'm sorry. I have strong opinions about a BMF title.
I mean, hey, at least they're actually defending it now.
Hey, you know what they should do is just do what I said the entire time. Make the UFC 1 rules. That's all you need to do for it. Nope, just do it. And
I mean, listen, the belt was created and then not defended for like 5 years.
It was a prop.
It was first announced and won by Jorge Masvidal at UFC 244 in November of 2019. Masvidal was stripped in 2023 after he retired, and then the belt was next defended in July of 2023.
Yeah,
it went 4 years.
It's some clown stuff. But getting back to the point, though, I think if Pimblett fights, as long as whoever wins out of that one, I guess.
Listen, he showed a lot of promise.
Yeah, no, I mean,
he's got some promise. We'll see if it pans out, though.
He's not washed up by any stretch. I just want to say, if he fights, Arman would be the first fight I would go to. If not, depending on injuries or whatever, I think he should get somebody out of that match.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not saying this as a Liverpool fan, but like the fact that he went the distance with Gaethje and Gaethje repeatedly tried to knock him out, and he didn't get knocked out, really says something.
Yeah, that fight's going to take years off his career, though.
Oh, guaranteed.
Oh, easily.
Guaranteed.
So, I mean, UFC definitely making some noise, but if you really want to hear the rant, I know everybody's been waiting for it. We're going back to the NFL.
Oh, boy.
Because the implosion of the Buffalo Bills is happening right before our eyes. So to give the recap of the timeline of events, the Buffalo Bills choked away a win against the Denver Broncos in the conference rounds of the playoffs. Divisional. Sorry, yeah. You can tell how angry I am about that because Josh Allen played the worst second quarter in the history of mankind.
Probably one of his worst games ever.
Yeah. So somehow they lucked into the overtime. And granted, that one play was a catch. I don't care what anybody says. But then again, the Bills decided to have a meltdown again when they should have put it away, and they didn't. So it is what it is. The next day, Sean McDermott, longtime head coach of the Buffalo Bills, was fired. I have no issue with that. If you listen to the show long enough, you know my opinion. He has worn out the welcome. He should have been gone two seasons ago. It is what it is. He's going to land on his feet, so trust me, I'm not crying a river for him. In fact, I wouldn't doubt he winds up in Cleveland or Arizona, depending if he wants a job this season or wait till next.
Allegedly, McDermott is sitting out here.
Well,
him and Tomlin both.
That's not a bad thing. And honestly, I would say at this stage of the game, don't. Because now, as we'll go on with the segment here too, there's already a petition about bringing him back, which
is wild.
It's wild to think about, but then again, everything the Buffalo Bills did after they fired him is completely wild.
Maybe the petition got mistyped and they might bring him back to coach the Sabres.
I don't know. Like, listen, I think
maybe coach University of Buffalo's football team.
Listen, he'd be fine there. I think he'd be a lot better in the current state of affairs because the Buffalo Bills decided to address this matter with newly appointed president of football operations, Brandon Beane, and owner Terry Paguglia, decided to address the media about why they did what they did. And boy, you want to talk about, and granted, this is my opinion, folks. You want to talk about how bad media training went. Both these gentlemen looked absolutely atrocious on that stage. Whether it was completely throwing Keon Coleman under the bus and having Sean McDermott with him, because when it came up a question about developing players, it was very emphasized that McDermott was the one who wanted Keon Coleman, even though there's videos saying completely otherwise. Then you get to the point about when he was fired for the game, and it was more or less confirmed that it was because he lost a playoff game, which I will say this. I don't have an issue with that. Right. After 8 seasons, Josh Allen and Buffalo has nothing to show for it other than, oh, man, next year. Right. It is what it is there.
Right.
So then it became a question about who's going to be the head coach because you need somebody to get you over the hump. We have a problem in Buffalo that nobody is getting past. So what do? They decided to become Dallas East.
Cool.
I'm going to say it out loud. Sorry, Dre. We'll talk about this on DMs on Twitter. They decided to become Dallas East because the owner decided to get people around him that he's now kind of running the team. Because why Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator of the Bills this past season, who was almost let go. Remember, everybody was asking for Dabble to come back as soon as he was fired from the Giants to take over as a head coach, is beyond me. And unless Brady can pull something off, which I'll be the first one to admit on this podcast if he does. But if you're trying to tell me that the guy that you almost ran out of town mid-season is now suddenly the key factor in getting you to a Super Bowl win,
right?
I need somebody to explain this because I'm not seeing this hidden message. And this is because, in my opinion, we became somebody that the owner wanted to get his people around him. And this, honestly, in my opinion, feels like a yes move because you wanted somebody that's just going to agree with you and say everything's okay. Because of how that press conference went. That is how pissed off I am about that press conference. So Joe Brady is now named the head coach. We did not go out and go get Kubiak from Seattle. Maybe he didn't want the job, whatever the case is.
Right.
We didn't take Dabble, which thank God.
Yeah.
He's now
OC in Tennessee.
Which, listen, is fine for them.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, but his head coaching experience is not good. But then again, I was hearing allegedly Josh Allen was sitting in on the meetings.
Yeah.
Which I understand. They pissed off their star player. So
I can understand if you want to consult and you want to say, hey, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? But,
yeah.
But having him sit in,
because you want to make sure that he's happy, because if he's happy, the fans will be happy, and then we all do.
He's locked up for long enough. You ain't got to worry about it.
Well, that's the whole thing. And it's not like Josh wants to leave Buffalo.
It'd be hard to do so.
Right, but that's the whole thing. It's not like when they had the Stephon Diggs poison contract, which they wound up getting burned on somehow, which I still haven't figured. For the life of me, I still haven't memorized that. But we now get to the stage where the Bills are now regressing. It is what it is. And unless Brady pulls some magic out of you-know-where, I don't see us moving past. We're going to be the same old same. But
Yeah.
but for all the fans that are crying about McDermott, and like I'm saying this, I don't have a personal problem with him as a coach. If he came back next season, it'd been like, okay, but why? Here's the thing. I'm going to play devil's advocate, Pat.
Okay.
We bring him back.
Right.
We didn't have an easier road to the playoffs in 8 years than we did this season.
Right.
What's going to be the difference when Kansas City gets better, the Patriots are on the come up,
Yeah.
Baltimore will be better.
Yeah. It's the definition of insanity. He was there, what'd you say, 9 years?
8 years.
8 years. He had 8 years to do so. And you had the NFL change the rules, I don't know how many times.
Oh, yeah.
You went ahead and we got to ban the tush push. Then you went ahead and used it. You can sit there and you can make excuses, and sure there are some, keyword, some Buffalo fans making excuses.
Mm-hmm. I am not one.
You are not one. But you've got some Buffalo fans making. Eventually, you got to look in the mirror and go, "What's the issue here?" Yeah, Josh didn't have a great year, but hey, not everybody can put up MVP-like numbers every single year. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
At some point, you got to start making some changes and looking at how things go. Because if you couldn't make it this year, with Patrick Mahomes not playing as well, with Lamar Jackson not being there, with Joe Burrow not being there, with you having the most playoff experience in the AFC out of everybody, what the hell's going to be the difference?
Exactly. There won't be a difference.
No.
Because let's not forget, who's calling that offense in that Denver game? Hey. So you're going to tell me that all of a sudden we're going to put it together? You hit it right on the head. It's a definition of insanity. I'm sorry, Bills Mafia.
Oh, you're right.
I am hoping I am wrong. I will come on here and say it. I'm not abandoning my team by any stretch of the imagination. I haven't donned a Jets jersey yet or a Browns one.
Sure.
But I'm going to say this. I think the window is very close to being shut because this is a move that we needed a fresh start. We needed somebody in there to push Josh to the next level. Mm-hmm. We didn't need somebody that's going to pat him on the head and say it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. Like if you got a Belichick in there,
right,
which I know is a wild rumor that to get him in there. If you went out and paid Mike Tomlin, hell, if you even fire Brady after next season to try go and get Tomlin, I'd be okay with it.
Right.
Because I'm going to say this: when the Bills go 500 next season, which they might, I hope not. Then what happens?
Right.
You took a step back, so you fired a coach that was winning.
Yeah. And
to do this, and like I say, I am struggling to comprehend this move.
Well, and speaking of Bill Belichick, you wanna give the disclaimer here? Do you have anything more on Bill's Mafia?
No, I mean I should have gave a disclaimer for me, but it is what it is.
No, I got one that's just coming across the newswire, and you're gonna want to give the disclaimer for this.
All right, thoughts, views, and opinions of that of Padawan J do not reflect the ODPH or Fanlight Zone LLC in any way, shape, or form. Listener's discretion is advised.
So it's coming across the newswire to us via Adam Schefter, and I will read the full tweet. Quote, Bill Belichick, the 8-time Super Bowl winning head coach, is not a first ballot Hall of Famer per Seth Wickersham and Don Van Natta Jr. Belichick fell short of the 40 out of 50 votes needed for induction to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in his first year of eligibility. So just a couple of stats for you. All-time regular season, he is third in the NFL with 302 wins, behind only George Halas, Hall of Famer, and with 318, and Don Shula, Hall of Famer, with 328 wins. He is first in the NFL all-time in playoff wins with 38. Only Andy Reid is closest to him with 28. After that, you've got Tom Landry with 20, Hall of Famer, Don Shula with 19, Hall of Famer, and Joe Gibbs with 17, Hall of Famer. When you look at the two regular season and playoff combined, he is second all-time to Don Shula with 347, Hall of Famer, and he's ahead of George Halas, Hall of Famer, with 324. You've got Andy Reid right there behind him with 307, future Hall of Famer. And then Tom Landry is fifth with 270, Hall of Famer. Super Bowls, and this is the Super Bowls, number of times he's won the Super Bowl. 6. That is first all time. He's ahead of Chuck Noll, who has 4, Hall of Famer. Andy Reid with 3, future Hall of Famer. Joe Gibbs, who has 3, Hall of Famer. And Bill Walsh, who has 3, Hall of Famer. Conference wins. He has 9 of them. He's ahead of Don Shula, who has 6, Hall of Famer. Andy Reid, who has 6, future Hall of Famer. Tom Landry, who has 5, Hall of Famer. Chuck Knowles, who has 4, Hall of Famer. If he is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, then fucking nobody is.
Yep.
Say what you will about the Patriots. Say what you will about the nonsense that they may or may not have allegedly done during his tenure in Foxborough. You cannot deny his greatness. You cannot deny the dominance and just the level he brought that team up out of obscurity and kind of irrelevance that they were in prior to his being there. You know, you go from having no Super Bowl wins to tying them with the Pittsburgh Steelers in all-time Super Bowl wins. You doubled what Jerry Jones has done in his entire career being in the front office at Dallas. I'm sorry, if he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, is fucking nobody is, and this is absolute horse shit. I would love to know who these people are that didn't vote for them, so we can sit there and I'm not going to like tar and feather them and publicly humiliate them, but just sit there and go, why? This is for me in the similar vein of Jeter fell one vote short of getting 100% in the Hall of Fame. Who's the one that didn't vote for him and why? Who are the 10 that didn't vote, or whatever the number is, that didn't vote for Belichick and why? It's horse shit.
I just want to know who they are because it doesn't make any sense. And if hypothetically, because I'm going to play devil's advocate just for this aspect, because I fully agree with you about this.
Sure.
If this is about Deflategate,
who the hell knows?
I was going to say, because that's
listen. I could see Bill Polian being one of the folks that didn't vote for him.
Yeah, I could see that.
I could see that.
But this is still an asinine thing. I'm sorry. Listen, Belichick deserves to be first ballot. There's no question about that. And if this is just a personal grudge by somebody in the media, because he was never a warm and fuzzy guy for the media. So
no, and even Schefter got a text from an NFL executive, quote, "The 10 plus people that didn't vote for Bill Belichick should be exposed. What the fuck? This is crazy," close quote.
I agree. No, they should be exposed. If it's an open ballot, you wouldn't see half the people do what they do. That's the one crazy thing about when you trust the media to do voting. That I struggle with that to this day. That you should never have that be behind closed doors.
I was saying, for as much as the internet and the NFL internet community, for lack of a better term, hate the Patriots, I'm looking online. The general consent is, how is this possible? What a fucking joke. And, quote, "So no coach is ever worthy of a first ballot Hall of Fame then?" Yeah.
No, that's exactly what it is. It's foolish. So I can't find a good way to justify this. I would like somebody to explain it to me. Hashtag ODPH pod. If you can, because I can't. Pat can't.
I got nothing. It makes no damn sense.
Nobody can. So, this just reads to me that somebody got pissed off about.
It's backroom politics.
Yeah, it's Deflategate. It's he didn't like the media. Whatever the case is, he's got how many rings? Enough said.
Enough said. And then you factor in the ones he won with the Giants.
Yeah, were you gonna do penalize him because he had a bad season in Carolina?
Yeah.
Like seriously, what? I don't get it. I don't, folks. I wish I could, but I ain't that smart. But I am smart enough to tell you that if anything and everything that is the ODPH, you can always find it at odphpodcast.com. That's it for us this week. So for the one and only Padawan J.
Fuck the Astros.
I thought you were going to say fuck the Hall of Fame voters, too.
Fuck them, too.
Pad's angry, folks. I am, too. So I'm just going to say, Buffalo, do better. Thank you, as always, for listening to the ODPH podcast. We'll see you next time.
It's such waste of time, swiping left and swiping right on people you could know. 'Cause anyone who's worth a damn be worth way more than a picture could ever show. You could find the right light, find the right angle, and never find your soul. And it can feel like a losing battle, and this plot is full of holes. This modern way of finding love just makes me feel so alone. And I can't be the only one sick of staring at my phone. So look up, talk to me, a better way to spend our energy. Just look up, talk to me. We don't have to float alone on the open sea. Don't know that I believe in the old time fable. Everyone has just one true love. my nose, you're across this table, and you're all I'm thinking of. So look up, talk to me, a better way to spend our energy. Just look up, talk to me, we don't have to float alone on the open sea. Talk to me. Talk to me. It's such waste of time, swiping left and swiping right on people you could know.